I awoke in my bed to the warmth of a familiar werewolf, Enid, her arms and legs wrapped around my body like a boa constrictor killing its next meal. The feeling of the wolf's head lying on my chest was rather calming. What is happening to me? Every time I'm around this girl, I become an innocent little black sheep. I hate it, but also like it. For some reason, I feel like I can be vulnerable around Enid. I suppose that's what having a best friend is like. I hear the door start to open, so I quickly close my eyes, pretending to be asleep. Whoever was at the door would never let me forget the fact Sinclair is practically glued to my cold body. Sinclair needs her sleep, so pushing her off is not an option. This left fake sleeping to be the only option I had to use.
Oh, look at how cute the Archery are.
My father whispered to my mother.
They remind me of us, love. Looks like our dear daughter found love after all. I must admit, Enid is not what I would have guessed our daughter would fall for, but it is quite bone-chilling.
My mother whispers back. The door quietly shuts closed, leaving me to open my eyes once more. What were my parents thinking? Sinclair is nothing more than a friend, a best friend. Love is a waste of time. Maybe, although I suppose love did save my life and countless others the night of the Hyde attack. I don't want to think about this anymore. It's hurting my head. This is why I hate feelings so much. I need to get out of Sinclair's grip. Perhaps if I just slowly remove my body from Sinclair's death grip, she won't awake. I began to slowly slide out from her grasp. This was a lot more difficult than I had anticipated. Sinclair is bound to be the reason I end up in a cold and dark casket at the ripe age of 16. I can face monsters, old zombie witch hater, a psychopathic red-haired woman, being stabbed, almost being strangled to death, and almost being crushed by a stone statue. But the bright, colorful, hyper werewolf was going to be the reason I meet death. I was almost out of Sinclair's death grip when she whispered a few words.
Stay, please.
She must think I'm Ajax. That is the only explanation as to why she would want me to stay. For her urge to cuddle, as she says. I may have a very, very, very small soft spot for the wolf, but I refuse to stay in her grasp any longer. Wake up, Enid. I watch as she slowly opens her eyes to look at me. The corners of her mouth start to turn upwards, forming a smile on her face. Of course she would have to smile at me again. The blood started rushing to my face once more. This was starting to get on my last nerve, so I decided to ask Enid why this keeps happening. Enid, every time you smile at me or touch me, the blood in my body rushes to my face and my hands get all sweaty. Why is this? Do you have some sort of werewolf abilities that I am unaware about? The wolf quickly perks up. My words must have made her excited or intrigued. Typical.
When you blush around me, that's so cutie.
My affection must make your touch-starved self happy.
She exclaimed, almost rupturing my eardrums. There is absolutely zero chance I blush, let alone blush at Sinclair. She's delusional. Tyler must have given her a concussion during their fight. Ugh, Tyler. I wish I would have gotten the chance to kill him. He hurt the only two people I tolerate that isn't my own family. My veins are full with revenge. I don't blush. You are delusional. Suddenly her metal soul-sucking death trap buzzes. She grabs it and rolls her eyes.
It's Ajax. I gotta take this.
She walked out of my room holding the contraption to her ear.
What do you mean you want to break up?
I hear Enid say through the door.
I do not have a crush on our Ajax. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Who could the snake boy possibly be referring to? I had always assumed Enid was heterosexual, seeing her obsession with Ajax. Perhaps I failed to see the signs. It truly isn't difficult to tell when someone is a homosexual or a heterosexual person. There are signs that indicate one's possible sexual orientation. Body language will tell you more things about a person than their own words will. This is basic knowledge if you are someone who is interested in torture and murder. Don't confuse body language with social cues. They are two different things. This tiny mistake will land you in a grave. Sinclair comes back into my room. Her eyes are glossy. She's on the verge of tears. Great, I hate tears.
He broke up with me, Wens.
She said, with a raspy voice. You deserve better than him anyways. He was far too idiotic for someone of your intelligence. I say, hoping it will prevent her eyes from gushing out the salty water droplets. Of course, the girl starts to cry at my words. I've never been good at this type of thing, so it is to be expected that it doesn't stop her from crying.
My parents are going to be even more disappointed in me now that I don't have a mate. Ajax was honestly the only reason my parents even contact me still. What am I going to do Wednesday? I don't want to lose my family.
She says through tears. Think Wednesday. What can you do to make this better? There has got to be something that I can say that will make her stop with all of these idiotic feelings. Don't worry, Sinclair. I'm sure everything will be fine. You will always have a place here with my family. Seeing they seem to care about you a lot for whatever reason. They will always be there for you, even when you don't want them to be. I suppose you'll always have me too. Unless I finally get to meet my idol, that is, death. She looks at me with soft, glossy eyes. It would appear she's stopped crying. The colorful wolf runs up to me and embraces me in a bone-crushing hug. I stand there, not hugging the girl back. I've had enough physical attention in the past couple hours. I really don't want more, but I just can't push her away.
Thank you, Wens. I appreciate your words a lot.
Speak of this to anyone and your head is mine. Shall we go downstairs to eat breakfast now? My mother makes exquisite pancakes and waffles. Her eyes light up like the sparks on an electric chair. For someone that was just crying her eyes out, she is very happy now. Fascinating.
Yes, us. Let's go.
She grabs me by the wrist and drags me down the stairs. The girl is lucky I don't rip her to shreds right now for doing this. Does she have zero concept of personal space and independence? Who am I kidding? I like the attention she gives me. If it were anyone else, I would indeed murder them right on the spot. But Enid is different, I suppose. Seeing she's my best friend, this makes the most logical sense. We make it to the dining room where the table was covered in my mother's exquisite breakfast. I sat down across from my little brother Pugsley and Enid sat right next to me. Of course she did.
Good morning, my hibernating little bear. Oh, and good morning to you as well, Enid.
My father says, with a smile plastered on his face. Morning, father.
Good morning, Mr. Gomez.
Did you sleep well?
Mother asks with a slight smirk. This must have been due to the fact her and my father believe Enid and I are romantically involved, which we aren't.
It is fine, Mrs. Morticia. Amazing. Best night's sleep I've ever gotten, if I'm being honest. Your home is oddly calming and comforting.
Enid looks over at me with a smile. Damn it.
Wednesday, dear, are you all right? Your face is oddly red.
I look my mother in the eyes, making sure she knew to shut her mouth. Whatever she thinks is happening between Sinclair and I will never happen. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I have been misreading these feelings and signals. I'm being ridiculous. I'm fine, Mother. I just need to eat is all.
Okay, if you say so, dear.
She glances over at my father and smirks once more. This is getting on my nerves, which is odd. Things usually don't bother me, so why does the fact my parents thinking Sinclair and I dating bother me so much? Am I in denial? Is it because it's making me think about my sexual orientation? I'm not quite sure anymore. I don't like this feeling. We finish eating in about 30 minutes. Enid ate so much food, seeing she is a werewolf and all. My parents were quite impressed with her appetite, as was I. Sinclair, I'd like to show you around, and maybe I can show you how to shoot a bow and arrow, if you would like. Her eyes light up. The wolf always gets so excited at my words. Why could this be?
Yes, that sounds like so much fun. Let me go get dressed and then we can go.
She says, jumping up from her seat and running up the stairs.
Your roommate has so much energy. I'm surprised you haven't killed her yet.
My mother mocks. Indeed she does, but she puts up with me, unlike the others, so I put up with her. It's out of mutual respect, Mother.
If you say so, dear.
I get up from my seat and head upstairs as well. When I reach the top floor, I head towards Enid's room to tell her to dress rather warm, seeing it is below 30 degrees right now. My hand twists the handle to reveal Sinclair in her bra and pants. It was quite a shock. My eyes wandered down to her abdomen where she had abs. Yet another shock to me. This girl was just full of surprises.
Wednesday. You're kind of staring.
Enid says, not sure how to act. Sorry, I just wanted to say dress warm because it is below 30 outside. Sorry again for staring. That wasn't my intention. Why couldn't I look away from her? I could tell I made her a bit confused and maybe a bit uncomfortable. The thought of making Sinclair uncomfortable brings me guilt, something I hardly ever feel. What is she doing to me? I go to my room to get dressed. My outfit needs to be warm but functional, and of course, no color, unlike Sinclair. I finish getting dressed and head back downstairs, where I assume Enid went, seeing I can hear her laughing with my father from up here. She was rather loud, but I've grown to not mind it and maybe even look forward to it. Are you ready to go, Sinclair?
Yeah.
She says, smiling like a maniac. Her smile suits her well. I lead the wolf out of the house and towards the archery stands. I wanted to get away from my parents and be with Enid alone. They would just suffocate us if we stayed inside. We walk towards the first target. I grab my bow and the arrow from the shed. I take my stance in front of the target and prepare to release the arrow. My fingers pull back the bowstring just the right amount, not too little and not too much. If want a bullseye, I must have the perfect amount of pressure behind the arrow. I let the bowstring slip through my fingertips, allowing for the arrow to glide through the air and strike the center of the target.
Whoa, Wenz! That was incredible. The only target I can hit is the shop. You are incredible.
She squeals. I chuckle a bit at her target comment. Most likely she was being serious with her joke, seeing she's never even held a bow before. Thank you, Sinclair. Come here. I want to show you how to do it. The girl eagerly walks over to me and takes the bow in her hand. I show her where to stand. She looks at me, looking for my approval on her stance. Of course, it's all wrong. I get behind her and adjust her body accordingly. My hand makes contact with her lower left leg. The blood in my body starts rushing once more. Then I fixed her right leg, causing the blood to rush even faster. I can feel my heartbeat quicken in my chest. My body presses up against hers as I stand straight up. I move her arms into position and place my hand over her hand on the bow to make sure she has a proper grip on the bow. One wrong move and she could be injured.
Like this?
Yes, precisely, I say into her ear. I feel her heartbeat quicken just like mine. This is very confusing. Maybe I should ask my metal soul-sucking death contraption for help. When we go back inside, she releases her grip on the bowstring, allowing for the arrow to glide through the sky. Bullseye.
Oh my God, Wednesday, I did it.
She screamed as she turned around, bringing me in for a hug. I like this. Maybe I do like Enid in the way my mother and father think. Good job, Enid, I say, embracing the hug. The smell of vanilla and flowers seeps into my nose, making me lean into the hug further. I could get used to this. If I'm being honest with myself, truly, I never thought I would have these types of feelings for anyone. But yet here I am.